Merhaba, ben Berfu Güven. Bugün İstanbul Boğazı'nın eşsiz manzarasından merhaba diyoruz size. Avrupa ile Asya'yı birbirine bağlayan bu kıyılarda Ortaköy ile Beşiktaş arasında aslında Boğaz'ın en güzel noktalarından birindeyiz. Ve iki kıtanın birleştiği bu noktada iki kültürü birleştiren çok özel bir konuğumuz var. Birleşik Krallığın İstanbul Başkonsolosu ve Ticaret Müşaviri Kenan Poleo ile birlikteyiz. Mr. Poleo, thanks for joining our program. Kenan Bey, hoş geldiniz.
Hoş
I don't
bulduk.
know how to continue in Turkish or in English. Which one do you prefer?
Lütfen İngilizce. Benim Türkçem biraz şöyle böyle ama sizin İngilizce mükemmel.
Thank you so much. I know that you are a Turkish Cypriot, born and grown in UK, and you have a dual heritage in this respect. And as we sit by this Bosphorus, connecting literally two continents, you're also connecting with your Turkish heritage two cultures and continents in terms of economics and politics. So I would like to hear a little bit about your fascinating story.
Sure. I mean, it is, as you said in your introduction, just an incredibly beautiful spot here. And Istanbul has always had this kind of magical, historical quality to it through time. And so to be here as the senior British diplomat here in Istanbul, in this majestic city, it's also dreamlike. It's a dream come true for me.
Oh, really? Dream city for you.
It really is. And for many people as well. That's why you have so many people visiting every year, while there's so many things happening here as well, including trade and the arts as well. You have the Biennale happening in a couple of weeks. So for me to be here, it's really, really special. As you said, my parents are Turkish Cypriot. So they came over from Cyprus in the 1950s as British citizens, as British subjects, as were my grandparents and as were my great-grandparents. But my great-great-great-grandparents were Ottoman subjects. And so I have this connection here on language, on history, on culture, on things that are really, really familiar to me. And as you said, it really is a meeting point of East and West. And to be at the zenith of that is genuinely exciting and a real privilege for me.
Any childhood memories that resonates with you right now? Any story?
So, I mean, for me, when I see this this vision here now, this amazing sea, it reminds me of all those Yeşilçam films that I used to go and see as a kid. There was a cinema in South London, at Elephant and Castle, where we used to go every other Sunday to meet with friends and family and see those old kind of Türkan Şoray, Orhan Gencebay films, those Ferdi Tayfun films, Fatma Girik. And so
you know
being here, I know all of them. I kind of seeing this now, I'm thinking of films like Dört Benden, all those kind of amazing films, Ölmeyin Şarkı. So that always comes back to me when I see these views, because even though there's more buildings, it's still iconic and still timeless in many ways.
Yeah. So in your job, in your position here in Istanbul, how do you think this dual heritage helps you in blending two cultures, diplomacy and everything? Because, you know, there's a different Turkish mentality and approach and also a British mentality and approach.
Yeah, I think it has been really helpful as well. It helped by the fact that Turkey itself, we have so many shared values with the UK and shared approaches as well. So there's a central common understanding between both of us. But being able to kind of pick up nuances, to be able to see what people are interested in and feel it, because I grew up with it. I know what's important for the people of Turkey as well, from all that I have seen, all that I have read, all that my family have discussed as well. It makes me kind of slightly, I feel more connected to this country.
So how does all the things that you said influence your understanding of global diplomacy and trade?
So every diplomat, from whichever country they are based in, has to be open, has to listen, have to understand what are the things that motivate and drive other countries to the priorities that they lead to. So for me, seeing where Turkey sits at this kind of bridge between East and West in a really complex neighborhood as well. So I studied East Mediterranean history. And I also studied modern Turkish studies as well. So understanding the history of Turkey, the Republic of Turkey, understanding the history of the Ottoman Empire, and understanding its relations with its neighbors, I think really helps one put into context how Turkey is navigating so many geopolitical challenges and doing so really well, showing a really exceptional leadership in countries such as Syria, really driving forward how it's working with Central Asian countries as well, really working in partnership with Africa, being a key trading partner for Europe. You can see that Turkey is a significant and important country for many of us around the world.
The UK and Turkey has long shared strong trade ties for years. Not trade ties, but political and economic ties as well. So what do you think is the key instrument here in maintaining this relationship? And how do you see it evolving as we are moving into 2026?
Sure. I mean, as you said, our trade relationship and our political relationships have been in existence for hundreds of years. In fact, the British consulate, where I am now based, was formerly the British embassy to the Ottoman Empire, and that was the first ever purpose-built diplomatic mission in the world. It was built to be this base where the UK and Britain could work with Turkey and the Ottoman Empire to really grow its trade. I think what we're seeing now with the phenomenal opportunity that we have with negotiating a new free trade agreement between UK and Turkey is how we can modernize that trading relationship, which has been primarily based on goods. But now, looking at modernity, looking at the digital world, looking at innovation,
Services.
bringing in services, I think is going to be critical. And we are, in the UK, a services-driven economy. And you are developing this fantastic service culture here as well. So to be able to open up our markets to each other in where future trade and growth lies, and really where that growth lies, I think is going to be a phenomenal opportunity for both of our countries.
So the existing free trade agreement is going to be upgraded with this new round. So we know that the first round has been completed in Ankara. Now we are waiting for the second round of talks. When do you expect it? In London, in Ankara, and when?
Yeah, so the first round of talks went really well and were really successful and really impactful. So we're really pleased, both sides. We discussed key things such as regulatory reform, we discussed sustainability as well. We discussed a whole range of things that are going to be really important for that new services-driven bilateral relationship, including services. So I think now both sides are looking to see when they can get together. And I think it's just a question of timing to kick off the second round of negotiations. Both sides are really keen.
Do you expect the second round this year?
Yeah, I don't. I simply don't know. I really don't know. I simply don't know.
Okay.
If I did, I would tell you, but I don't know.
So we know that such trade negotiations can last for years. So, for example, how many rounds will take to upgrade this existing free trade agreement? In how many years do you think we'll have a brand new free trade agreement with UK and Turkey?
Yeah, I really can't give kind of like a border or frame around the timing for this. What is key is that there's an opportunity for both the UK and Turkey to work out together what's going to be best for both economies and our economies together. And by doing so and having a really successful negotiation, what we're going to have is UK and Turkey showing the rest of the world potentially what a really modern, forward-thinking, forward-looking trade agreement looks like. And given that we are two big trading economies on either side of the European Union, it could really influence how we take forward our negotiations with Europe as well. So I think that's the key thing to look out for, how impactful that deal is going to be. We've just completed our deal with India. We had a very, very quick deal with the US as well. We had the Windsor agreement with the European Union as part of our reset with Europe post-Brexit. And I think the fact that we're now looking at a free trade agreement with Turkey next in line, I think is a really powerful demonstration of the importance of our bilateral relationship.
In terms of UK-Turkey economic relations, what is the most striking figure that you want our viewers to keep in mind when talking about trade, for example? What is the most striking figure? And after this new free trade agreement, what will be that figure, for example?
So, I mean, the key figure that I think everybody should be aware of is that our bilateral trade now is around 27 billion pounds, which is huge. But that doesn't necessarily include a whole range of services which it could do. So about a third of our trade does include services, but there could be so much more. So I'm really optimistic that that figure could grow and should grow. And what I'm not going to do is do what I leave to the politicians to do, to put a number on that figure, because then a few years down the line, it was like, ne söyledi bu adam ya, hep yanlış oldu. So I'm not going to do that. But I am just looking at the trajectory of growth now. I'll see it continue to grow. I'm very confident in that. So I will come back in 5 years' time or 10 years' time and meet you here for another coffee, and we'll do a review.
Okay, because I was just going to ask whether it will double or triple, but you don't go into that area. I understand. So which sectors do you think will be benefiting most from this free trade agreement?
So I think one of the key sectors that I think about in the UK, and one of the key sectors that I know there's real growth here in Turkey, is the financial services sector. And when we first met in London, it was at an Islamic finance conference, and we saw this huge issuance that came from the Turkey Sovereign Welfare Fund of $1 billion. And I think those kind of examples where you're seeing highly innovative Turkish startups and fintechs connecting up with highly innovative British startups and fintechs to work with banks and financial systems around the world to develop new products and services in Islamic finance, but also in a whole range of different financial products. I see that as a real opportunity for growth. So that's one example of services. But there are many other areas there that we expect to see growth.
Of course, we can sip our
thank you very much.
tea, by the way. While you're living here, did you grow up any Istanbul habits like sipping tea by the Bosphorus?
I mean,
or arguing over who makes the best kebab and balık?
So I have a system where if I've got a free day, I will walk down to Karaköy. I will get a balık ekmek, and then I will get on the ferry. And then I go over to Kadıköy, and then there I will get one lahmacun, and then walk over to the Iskender place and get an Iskender. So I get to eat all my three favorite things in one trip. That's very unique to Istanbul. It allows me to get the ferry, which is just a real privilege.
It's a really amazing view
Isn't
here.
Isn't it?
Mr. Polio, one more question I would like to ask. For example, any new investment plan, decision, announcement that you're excited and didn't share till now, but you'd like to share now with our viewers?
I will have to say there's always some new investments, always something new, exciting that's happening. The most recent thing that we saw was the Eurojet fighter, the Typhoon. Announcement as well, which I think happened on the day that we met as well, which I think shows just how quick and how energetic and how exciting the bilateral investment and trade relationship is. We, of course, last year had a huge investment from Turkey with Eren Holding in Shotton Mill of £1 billion, which is one of the biggest investments that we've ever had from Turkey. And we have ongoing investments here in Turkey. Vodafone, for example, are continuing to grow here alongside a whole range of other UK companies. So there are always going to be exciting things. And I would say as soon as I hear about them, I try and celebrate them as soon as I possibly can. So when I hear about something new, you'll be one of the first people to know, Bedford.
Okay, thank you so much. For example, if one of the Turkish business people or companies are listening to you now and they would like to, for example, invest in UK or any UK companies that they would like to invest in Turkey, for example, what is the key message that you'd like to give to the business world?
Really simple. There are teams of people who are there to support you understand the opportunities in the UK. My team here in Istanbul and Ankara are poised to help Turkish businesses, and equally there are structures here in Turkey and in the UK that can help Turkish businesses as well. So explore it. We literally have thousands of businesses from the UK operating in Turkey, and we have so many businesses, thousands I would say, up and coming in Turkey, from Turkey working in the UK as well. So I want that to grow. Look out for support, connect with people. One of the best things that I've seen is building trust and forming partners. And so forming a partnership with a Turkish company or a British company, taking forward a JV, a joint venture, can lead to untold successes because you're bringing both of your skills, both of your knowledge together for the greater good of the product or the service that you're looking to export.
If you are to name one challenge between the relations of the two countries, what would that be?
I think a key challenge that all economies are facing now is just the geopolitics. That's happening. We have a war in Europe again now, so the situation in Russia, Ukraine has taken up an enormous amount of energy, of time, and of stability as well. So I think that, alongside other geopolitical considerations, are things that we as economies have to work and navigate together, which is why it's so important that Turkey, as a strong ally, as a strong NATO partner, our relationship is essential, and that closeness of our allyship is essential now more so than ever.
One piece of advice for young generation, for the young people listening to us and to you right now, what would you say for them?
Okay, so my advice is don't censor yourself too much, because you may have a dream. You may have a dream one day to be Consul General in Istanbul and think that will never happen. And it does happen. So stay focused, speak to people, listen, make friends, enjoy life, have fun, but be focused as well.
Okay. The hard question is the last one. Turkish kahvaltı or English breakfast?
It's a very simple answer. Both, because I grew up with both.
Okay.
Sometimes my mum would say, "Ne isten?" And I'd say, you know, I want Turkish or I want a fry-up. And so I'm comfortable with both. When I'm here, I'll have more Turkish.
No, of course. You
know,
cannot give up
exactly.
one side. Yeah,
when I'm
course.
in the UK, maybe a fry-up, but equally, it's both.
Mr. Polio, thanks for joining our program. Anything to add?
No,
as the
nothing.
last thing?
It's been really lovely meeting you, and as you said, what a spectacular, dream-like setting for a really nice chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you really.
Okay.
Birleşik Krallık İstanbul Başkonsolosu ve Ticaret Müşaviri Kenan Poleo ile buluştuk İstanbul'da, Boğaz'ın kıyısında. Şimdilik hoşça kalın.